Work stress gave Chippenham man a stroke before he was 50. That's work stress. Now, from high school days to college, university, and your work life as an adult, you hear all sorts of sayings, advice, generally trying to get you to be motivated to work, or sometimes in an attempt to shame you because you're not working hard enough. You hear about, for example, the height by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards through the night. Toiling upwards through the night means you did not sleep. You were working through the night. Many persons take such sayings and advice too far, basically. And even when you build your attitude towards life and work by taking such advice too far, by overworking yourself and not taking care of yourself, by the time you reach your late 30s, you go into your 40s, you start to see that you need to change your attitude to life and to work. You start to see persons who are younger than you or a few years older than you starting to drop from strokes. They suffer heart attacks. Sometimes you see very high achievers, very talented, far more talented than you are, having achieved a lot more than you have achieved. Very, very gifted, talented, very accomplished persons. Your age group, maybe 4 or 5 years older than you are, and you hear that they drop from stroke, heart attack, cancer. You may see on social media a post, rest in peace so and so, and you're shocked because that person, you sat right there beside them in class in high school. They have achieved way, way more than you have achieved. And you're trying. And only to hear that they've dropped down. And you read about it happening to strangers, and you start to see some reason to change your attitude. But anyway, let's get into this story. Let's talk about this story and let us study it. Because the fact is, you have to think for yourself and not just follow words and proverbs and sayings from persons. A Wiltshire man who was told he wouldn't see his 50th birthday after a stress-related stroke has turned his life around. Eric Couturier, hopefully I pronounced his name right, now 54, suffered a stroke age 47 after being squeezed all the time by work-related stress. The Chippenham local, who worked in middle management, was told by his consultant, it would be his doctor, on the stroke ward that he would not make it to 50 if he did not change his attitude. I was very successful but overworked and not switching off because I was a perfectionist and it was too much. I was being pulled right and center, he recalled. By the way, which media house is this? This is swingonadvertiser.co.uk. Swing on advertiser. Very good of them to carry this story. I had a stroke and it was because I was overstressed with work. I didn't sleep and I didn't stop for a second. I didn't have balance and it was not a happy place. There, that word, balance. Balance is needed for your mental health. You need balance. Not too much, not too extreme on one side, nor too extreme on the other side. You need balance. Now look at this part. I didn't sleep. Sleep is necessary, enough sleep, 8 hours a night. The fact is, I think that once you reach your 40s, once you touch 40s, you should start to give attention to your physical health. Don't deny yourself of sleep because you have this presentation or this project to prepare for. You need sleep. You need exercise. You need to eat right. Let's continue. The doctor told me I was too young to be in a stroke ward and I had to make changes because next time I would not be so lucky. It's really funny, that you're thinking that hours upon hours upon hours of work is what life is all about. And then you fall down, end up in a hospital, only to find out that you have to change. What you believed all along was not true. That life isn't about work, money. Climb the corporate ladder, climb, work. Rushing, stress. Some people believe that if you're not stressed out, then you're not living properly. They think that relaxing is a sin. You must be stressed. It's like a religion. Continue. I've got 2 boys, so I decided I had to do something. So here, the person, they have children. And the money that they work, they end up having to spend on their health, having to give it to doctors and pharmacists and so on, instead of spending it on their children. Because they didn't take proper care of themselves. I know it's not every case that someone failed to take proper care of themselves. Some person might inherit some genetic trait that predisposes them to cancer at an earlier age, to stroke, to heart attack, pressure, high blood pressure, diabetes, and so on. But in many cases, it's simply because of lack of taking care of themselves and putting too much attention towards work, money. The corporate ladder climbing, and believing that to live well, you must be stressed all the time. Continue. I've got two boys, so I decided I had to do something. I changed my mindset and my approach to life. I had to undo 30 years of mindset and rewire my brain. So hold on. He had this stroke at 47. 47 minus 30. That's 17. So from 17, he had this mindset that life was about working, stress, being a perfectionist. And when you think about it, somebody being a perfectionist, working, everything must be put perfect. They are a nightmare to your subordinates because everything must be perfect. And then one day a hurricane come and wash away all the work. Maybe they hear, imagine they hear some news or I get a phone call that the office and everything they work with in that office has burnt down. You work, only to get a stroke and end up in hospital. And I think many of those who in hospital, part of what get their mental health and their physical health in an even worse state is the fact that they're lying down for hours there and can't do any work. They must be working. They probably ask the doctor or ask their relative to carry their laptop and your papers to their hospital bed, and the doctor say no, and that stress them out because they can't work and they cannot work, and they see 1 hour pass, 2 hour pass, 3 hour pass, 5 hours, and they can't get to do any work. My relaxing for a while is not in their vocabulary. They have to be working. So he had to undo 30 years of mindset and rewire his brain. Men aged 40 to 49 have the highest suicide rates in the UK. And Mr. Courtney, I believe it is because many are stressed, have low levels of life satisfaction, and do not talk to one another about their problems. So here, they have a traditional view that the only reason why they exist is to work. They have to feed their family, so they must work. And it's not only men. He's a man, so he speaks of men, but women are guilty of the same thing, stressing themselves out, especially in these modern days. There is the strong black woman syndrome, the superwoman syndrome. I remember seeing a video of a woman saying the strong black woman syndrome is KILLING us, that's women. So both men and women are guilty of stressing themselves out. Some women see their value in climbing the corporate ladder as being one where they compete against men. And they must stress themselves out in this competition to the point where they drop. They just drop. I read about many cases of persons just burning out in their 40s because of continuous stress. He added, now he has begun working as a coach and mentor and has started a service to help other men change their mindset in a positive way. He added, there is something really broken today in the minds of a great many middle-aged men in particular. They are depressed, they are burnt out, and they can't recognize or admit their challenges or move past their mental barriers. Men often have unhealthy behaviors to cope, and frequently the problems are hidden in their minds. They don't talk and they bottle it up. I have created a program called Mind and Habits that will help men recognize the root of their problems and overcome them so they develop a positive mindset. Mr. Courter hopes this program will help others find happiness by encouraging them to achieve their dreams rather than live to exist like a hamster on a wheel. So there you have it. It's good that he has created a program to help men achieve optimum mental and physical health, because you hardly have any such programs. Most of those programs are for women, by women. For example, some who are addressing issues created by the strong black woman syndrome and the superwoman syndrome. There are articles on it, right? So it's good that Mr. Chapman is, let me see what the program is called again. Mind and Habits. Mind and Habits. Very well. Thanks to, what's it called? Swindon Advertiser for carrying this story. We hope we have learned something from this article, and we have some way to take some advice and to change our mindset towards life from in a happy way, in a healthy way, from this article.